Just quickly before this week's episode kicks off, Flightless Bird has been nominated for a Webby Award. The Webbys are kind of a big deal for us, and we'd love you to vote. If you like our show and you have a moment, this is a really key way you can help us. Here's what you do. Go to webbyawards.com, that's WEBBY awards.com, click the Go Vote button, hit search and type in Flightless Bird, click on Flightless Bird when it turns up, and go and vote. Also, if you're on our Instagram at Flightless Bird Pod, there's a link in our bio as well. Thanks for listening to this very self-involved monologue. On to the show. Now, Rosabel, I'm not calling you today because you right now are here in the United States, because thanks to our Patreon members, we got to fly you to America for our live shows. So today's topic is pro puzzling. It is about the scene of pro puzzling, people that do puzzles very, very fast. Have you ever puzzled? Pro or normal? And what do you think of puzzles?
And by pro puzzling, you're talking specifically about jigsaw puzzles.
Jigsaw puzzles specifically.
I have never pro puzzled, but I know people who have. And I've seen the setup because you get sent the puzzle and then you have to put a camera above it and you are timed as you're doing it. But that's a remote version. So maybe is this in person, like everyone
Yeah, we're
arrives?
talking to a competitor who attends like mass events where everyone's in the room, pressured, doing it all at once.
I would
it's super
love
intense.
to have a go. I know I would be really bad, but my brain says I'd be really good.
I've never seen you do a puzzle.
Because I'm so fast.
When was the last time you did a puzzle?
Look, let's not get into it. I haven't really done a puzzle in a very long time. But the instincts are still there, the killer instincts.
Flightless, flightless, flightless bird touchdown in America. I'm a flightless bird touchdown in America.
Hey Rob, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We're back from tour.
I'm tired from.
Yeah, I feel tired.
We were gone. We were gone a while.
Yeah, we were, and it's like the tours are busy. Like we're active.
Yes.
We're in each city doing a lot of things, building the show.
I also feel very pathetic saying that. We have musicians in here a lot. I have a lot of friends that are musicians that are on tour for months.
Yeah.
We were gone for like 9 days.
We were gone for 9 days.
3 shows, lots of days off.
A blockbuster 3 shows. And yeah, I was, people are on tour for 100 shows a year.
Yeah. Six shows a week.
Yeah, completely. But we had fun.
We had a lot of fun.
And the mind-blowing thing is that we brought Rosabel over for 2 of the live shows.
Yes, thanks to Patreon.
Yeah,
we had reached our goal.
Yeah, we reached it quickly as well, which was kind of mind-blowing. And Rosabel had this week off, and so we flew her over to take part in the live shows. We recorded a bunch of stuff with her for over on Patreon for Patreon members, kind of as a thank you for getting her here.
Yeah.
And before about 2 hours ago from sitting here, she was heading off to the airport to fly back to New Zealand. And we had a blast.
It was weird how well the timing worked out.
Yeah.
We had hit that mark. We were like, well, maybe let's do some shows during spring break.
Yeah.
Maybe let's see if Rosabel wants to go to Texas.
Yeah, and Rosabel is a very busy human in New Zealand with all of her work and life. And so the fact she was like, yeah, I'm free, I'll come over. I was like, this is amazing.
I got 12 days.
Yeah. But it was neat to have Rosabel here in person. And the one thing I'll say, we recorded the shows and we'll release them on the feed at some point. But having her walk out onto stage, the audience was a real energy in the room and a joy.
Yeah, it was a jolt to the live shows that we don't normally have.
It was really cool to see. So yeah, that was a blast.
How did you like having her around us? Was it a weird melding?
No, it was like lives coming together.
Yeah.
Because it's Rosabel. I call her every 2 weeks for the show and we talk, but we have this whole other life. And so having her, like having you meet her and her meet you. I mean, I was worried because I like to keep certain aspects of my life separate.
Yeah. And
when people combine, I leave the room. I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they gossiping about?
Well, you weren't concerned that we wouldn't get along.
Not at all.
You were concerned
No.
that we would get along.
Yeah, that was the problem.
That was-
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because I feel like
no.
we did meld pretty quickly and
No, you
got on
did.
pretty quickly.
No, I noticed, and which is wonderful,
Mhm.
but also dangerous for me. Like, what are they talking about? What
Yeah,
are
I
you
mean,
sharing with her? What is she sharing with you?
We learned things. There was one night you did a tickled screening,
Mm,
and I was like, oh, well, we'll take her to dinner while
Uh-huh.
you're busy.
yes, that was worrying
Yeah. We got into things.
because that's drinks involved as well. You know, people
for
start
me,
blabbing.
but-
Not for you, but
Yeah.
people start blabbing.
Um,
No, it was perfect. It was honestly, it was a lot of fun, and she had fun.
It was interesting. You're a different person when she's around.
This is interesting to me. What did you notice? Good and bad. I don't mind. I'm curious about this.
I don't
Like subtle sort of changes, or
subtle. I mean, you were very attentive to her,
Mm.
but you're normally more mysterious, I think, intentionally.
yeah.
But I feel like when she was there, the dynamic was just different. We're like, oh, here's the real David that he's
yeah.
hiding.
Oh, that's so, yeah.
And now here it is.
That kind of tracks, because I do have a thing, and it's partly to do with superstition and the way I conduct myself. I don't want to give too much away because I feel like things might fall over or not work. Like, I like to keep things to myself. It takes me a long time also to be comfortable to talk about, I don't know, more real or intense things.
I mean, I feel like we have a.
I mean, we do.
friendship
No,
at
we
this
do.
point.
No, we do. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like Rosabel we go back 20 years.
Yeah.
And so you probably just see me defaulting into, and she knows all about me. So that just comes out much quicker.
It was like a cloak was removed of like, here's all the stuff he's been hiding.
Yeah.
Here is
Yeah.
the real version of him.
Yeah.
That isn't the like clearly calculated and curated identity that he has crafted for himself in Los Angeles.
I think that's fair. And I'm glad you got to see it.
Yeah.
I'm glad people at the live shows got to see a little bit of that. And yeah, I was sad when Rosabel left.
Yeah.
So it's been so cool to have a buddy to hang with. And we have fun on the road. And it's cool seeing like Texas with all of us and our different perspectives.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun having her be part of it and like, yeah, see this team.
Yeah, and we all got on.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing I think was neat for her is that when she walked out onto stage and got that reception, she kind of, sort of realized that, like people like me for me and just these conversations I have, like nothing to do with my work or what I do. They just like me and my point of view. And that was just a neat thing, I think, for her to have as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rosabel, if you're listening. Rosabel does listen to the show. So
Sometimes it sounded
sometimes,
like
not all the time. Maybe every second or third episode.
We did get to go to the Magic Castle with her
Oh, we did.
when we returned, which was a lot of fun. And we talk about it on a Patreon if you're not over there. But
she had always wanted to go. She was deeply keen to see some close-up magic, deeply keen to get into some sort of mind tomfoolery.
Well, the other crazy thing is I
mentalism.
think within 15 hours of our visit, the Magic Castle was on fire.
For the record, they had nothing to do with us.
Yeah, nothing to do
at
with
all.
It was apparent they're doing construction on the roof. They were blowtorching some of the roof.
I mean, we went on the right night.
Yeah.
We went on the night before it caught fire.
So I'm not sure did it shut down.
I don't know. I mean, we may have been the last people to go to the Magic Castle.
Like there was a decent amount of fire trucks that had to be called there to put it out. They put it out quick.
We had, shout out to David, who's a Flightless Bird listener, who took us on a tour. He got us in the door and he gave us the best tour of this place. It was incredible. Had a blast.
He was very knowledgeable, I would say.
Just having someone to walk you through and tell you what each room is and what that photo is.
Yeah.
And
because his dad was a member, so it's been like passed down.
Yeah,
through
multi-generational,
generations,
which is a trip.
Hearing the history of what that place is, like that's the coolest part of it. Magic's not exactly my thing.
No, I think none of us are hugely into it. I think Rosabel was super keen to see a mentalist, which we saw. But it's just the spectacle of it, and even the whole artifice of having to put on a suit. You have to look a certain way. It's something, and everyone is in it.
We did go to a diner after we dropped you guys off, and we were still in our attire for
it's
the
like you've been out on a
Castle.
big date night or something.
Like we went to the prom.
That's really cute.
And wearing
really
a
cool.
suit, eating at a bar at Fred 62.
It's really good. Before we get into pro puzzling, some slight admin. We have been nominated for a Webby Award.
Big honor.
Which is awesome. The Webbys are a huge thing. And if we win it, it's just a great way to spread the show around. So some of it's judged. Some of it is public vote.
Yeah, there's like a people's choice version of it, which you can see the results. We're currently in second place.
We're in second place. We would love to be at number one.
We would love to be in first place. But it does require everyone listening to go vote.
Yeah, and it's a few steps involved, but it's pretty basic. In the show notes to this episode and the links on our Instagram, we'll have a direct link.
Yes.
But otherwise, if you just want to do it right now, you go to webbyawards.com. That's WEBBY awards. There's a big button that says go vote. Click the button, hit search, type in Flightless Bird. It pops up. Click on it, vote.
Yeah, or click the link in this episode's description. I think you have to sign up with your email address, but
yeah, slightly annoying. But
it's got like the Google integration. So if you've got a Gmail account, you can just log in through that.
But it's a huge help. Like if you're not on our Patreon, there supporting there, a really good way to help us is to spread the word, and that is by sounds like a catchphrase, like and subscribe, or go and vote on something like the Webbys, because it just gets us out into the world.
Yes.
So thank you for listening to this PSA. And one more thing before we get into puzzles. Can I talk about the suing situation?
Yeah. I mean, I thought you were going to talk about how you're talking right now, though, too.
Oh. So unless Billy, who is editing this audio, has run some sort of filter and I just sound the same, I just got Invisalign.
Day two.
So
you're still learning to talk.
Still learning to talk again. I have these 2 bits of plastic in my mouth, and I'm finding either I'm getting too much saliva or too little. I've got a bit of a lisp at times, which you're loving.
Yeah.
And just so you know, I didn't get my jaw broken. If you've listened to some previous episodes, I had the advice. They said, David, your face is a bit wonky. If you want good teeth and you want this bite to work, you need to break your jaw.
You need to let us break your face.
I said, no. I said, I'll get the Invisalign. I'll do that. I'm not breaking the jaw. Heard from a lot of listeners who have had their jaw broken.
Yeah, we talked to some in Texas.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, like it sounded like not fun.
Some, they were mixed. They were mixed. I think
we had multiple people that had their jaw broken come to our shows.
A listener did say that their boss had
They were wired shut for like a year or something.
Yeah, it's a long process.
It's a lot.
I don't know that would be great for the show. No, I think it was like 6 weeks of wired shut, but like a year of dealing with looking crazy because your jaw's broken.
Yeah, and figuring out how to move your mouth properly again.
Which for a video podcast could be a fun thing to let people along the journey.
I'm not thrilled about it, but it's happening, and I will keep you all updated about that thrilling journey. But if I sound a bit different, then that is why.
And you're being sued.
I'm being sued. First time since I've been here, since I got stuck here 5 years ago. Cut a long story short, deeply American thing. When I'm not doing this podcast, I write a newsletter called Webworm, and it's sort of like more of my journalism side, where I'm often sort of poking into people doing sort of odd things, internet wormholes.
Poking people, you said?
Poking people. Yeah, not physically. But just kind of going, there's something odd here, pulling on the string, finding out what happens. About 6 years ago when I started Webworm, I wrote a series about this New Zealand woman called Anna Wilding, who just had some pretty out there stories. A lot of what she said about herself wasn't true. She ended up coming to America, where for a while she was in the press gallery in the Obama White House, which was fascinating. She's currently running for Congress in LA, so I wrote a story about her recently. And this is a woman who stretches the truth to a really in quite a devious way. Also very prone to threatening to sue over the years, but she's never sued me. So a couple of weeks ago, I wrote a piece about her husband, who is kind of adjacent to her story, and he has taken exception to that and filed a lawsuit.
It's a lawsuit that you didn't report on it correctly, or what's the...
Don't know what he is. So I've learned about this lawsuit in a deeply American way. I got a letter from a law firm, and they basically obviously look at cases that have been filed in the court. They look at the defendants, they find out their mailing address, and they send them a letter being like, so my letter was like, "Hi, David, we notice that you have been named as a defendant in a case that has been filed at this court. If this is you, reach out to us. We would love to defend you." So I still haven't been served yet. That's the next step.
Yeah.
But the thing that's sucky about this, like when I'm working on a story about someone, and this is a story about a somewhat unhinged New Zealander who's running for US Congress, which is a really valid, fascinating story. When people use lawsuits to try and shut down free speech, pretty annoying. And the trouble is you have to defend it. And so I'm in that process at the moment of figuring out what that looks like.
Yeah, well, because I mean, you didn't write an opinion piece, did you? Like,
no, all facts. All facts. So it's the first time it's happened in a while here. I got sued when I made Tickled. That was 10 years ago now. But if you want to read this weird story, it's all at webworm.co. It's a weird wormhole, and there'll be more weird suing stuff on there. I'm going to cover it as it kind of as I go through the experience.
Sounds fun.
Have you been sued before?
No,
Congratulations.
I haven't, and I hope to not be.
It's deeply annoying, and it's very annoying when people use the law just to shut you up.
Yeah.
Pretty frustrating. But yeah, I wanted to mention it because
some ominous posts on Instagram looking for a lawyer. People are probably like, what's going on with David again?
What's happening? So if you wanna follow that particular story, it's over at www.webworm.co. That's my more sort of a lot of journalism over there, a lot of weird rabbit holes.
We're living in a weird time for free speech.
The weirdest time.
Yeah.
I mean, we say this a lot. I mean, as we're about to do this episode about pro puzzling, the Trump, Iran, the craziness there is just in a whole other place. But it's every day is going 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It feels like the unhingedness is harder and harder to follow. You know, we were away for those 10 days on tour. The amount of crazy that happened in the country just while we were away on that couldn't keep up.
All right, puzzling.
Rob, are you a puzzling guy? Do you do puzzles?
I like puzzles. I like puzzles a lot. I did a lot of puzzling as a child.
As a form of like relaxation or like excitement?
Not excitement. It wasn't like...
It's like a puzzle. You're curious. What is it? It's like, because
It is relaxing. It is relaxing to like... but me and my grandma would do them a lot together when I was little. Like that's
how you
that was our thing. Since I am more design, I've always been into art and drawing and things like that. I'm more visual. I see patterns and things, and I've been good at puzzles since I was younger. Relative.
I find them frustrating, difficult. I'm a Lego guy. I think the joy you get out and like the feeling of completion you get from a puzzle, I get from Lego. Yeah. That's my thing.
But I will say after our interview today, I do not feel good at puzzling. But yeah, during like COVID, we were puzzling often. It was just like something to do.
Are your kids into puzzles?
Vinny is so into puzzling right now.
That somehow doesn't surprise me at all.
We were in Austin for these shows, and my dad came out to see the boys, and my dad puzzles on his iPad, and Vinny wanted to puzzle too. I was sitting at the table And my dad was talking to Vinny. Vinny's just turned 4.
He's a little guy.
He's like telling Vinny a bunch of strategy about puzzling of like sort the pieces over in this and like work on this section and all this strategy, like fairly complicated for how I would have talked to Vinny. And I said to my dad, I was like, there's no way you're overcomplicating what he's going to understand.
Yeah, this isn't going in.
And then immediately Vinny just started doing everything that my dad had said.
Really?
Yeah. Of like, yeah. And
he's quick. He's a really sharp kid. He's quick.
On the airplane back too, he was on his iPad to stay entertained. And Natalie had set it up for him. And I like turned to her. I was like, I think this puzzle is too complicated for her. Like, can we change the settings to be less pieces? Yeah. And then he just immediately started doing it. And it was not too complicated.
It's like a parent, that must be quite fun to see.
It is.
You know, that's like, oh, holy shit. Like that brain is firing.
Yeah. And he was figuring it out. Yeah. And I mean, we do puzzles at home too. Yeah. We have like some of the bigger ones. So they're, but I feel like he's getting a little bit more advanced.
Well, maybe like this speed puzzling thing could be a thing for him.
Yeah.
What drew me into this world was the idea that puzzling could be a sport. Like I'd never thought of it in that way before.
Do they have puzzles in New Zealand?
No.
No. Did you do puzzles with a homeschooled Christian boy in New Zealand?
We did puzzles, as I never really loved them, more of a Lego guy. But yeah, we've got puzzles galore in New Zealand.
And we're talking specifically jigsaw puzzles.
Jigsaw puzzles.
Not
to be very clear.
Any like...
This episode includes no talk of puzzles except for the jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, not Sudoku.
Very important clarification.
Not Survivor competition puzzles.
No, purely little cutout bits of cardboard that you are like reassembling together into a beautiful image. So I'd heard about the Nationals in America. I don't know why this is popping off so much at the moment, but the Guardian and the New York Times have both been writing about this recently, about puzzling in America. This is from the Independent. Speed puzzling has only been recognized recently as a sport. The World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation was founded in 2019 and hosted the world's first Jigsaw Puzzle Championship later that year in Spain. The following year, the USA Puzzling Association was created and held the country's first premier national championship in San Diego.
So it's international.
It's international. So the World Jigsaw Puzzling Champs every year always take place in Spain, which is interesting. And there's 3 categories: team, pairs, and individuals. And just out of curiosity, I went onto the World Jigsaw Puzzle Comp.
And signed up?
I've signed up next year. I just went to the rules and they're really, like, they take this really seriously.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So I'm just on their website now, worldjigsawpuzzle.org. Just want to go through some of the
intense rules.
Yeah, like one of the Q&A. Can I listen to music with headphones during the competition? Yes, although we recommend not using them at the beginning, at the end. So you can hear the notices being read out. Can I go to the toilet during the comp? Yes, you can go anytime without anyone being able to take your place during your absence. Is it possible to bring pets? Very specific questions. In the competition area, and this is an area where there's like hundreds of tables laid out of people like concentrating on making these puzzles. In the competition area, it is not possible to be accompanied by any type of pet. Just love these questions that are coming through.
It's been asked enough times that they have to put it in the official rules.
Which I really love. So for this episode, a couple of weeks ago, or well, it'll be about a month ago now, we talked to Karen Kavett. She is Karen Puzzles on Instagram. She's got a big following there. And she sort of brings you into the world of what competitive puzzling is. And so I've been watching her videos for a long time because she's been competing for a number of years. And as we talked to her, she was about to head off to the Nationals in Atlanta. So she was prepping for that.
Do you find watching puzzle videos therapeutic?
I like it. I like watching. I have this weird thing where I like watching people play video games and I like watching people like do puzzles, but I don't want to play the video games and I don't want to do the puzzle.
How long is a puzzle video, though?
They often speed them up. They ramp through
so
it.
It is speeding up.
By her Instagram, she'll speed it up. But there's something just very satisfying about seeing those pieces being put into place. When I'm doing a puzzle, I just feel frustrated that I'm not doing it quickly. Watching someone like her do it quickly.
That's part of like why puzzling is fun. Is it? I think speed puzzling is a different thing for what I'm about to say. But like doing a puzzle is fun because it forces you to slow down. It is therapeutic, and like I'm searching through all of these pieces and chiseling away slowly, and there's patience involved. There is a like big sense of accomplishment when you finish a puzzle and everything.
I'm wondering now why I don't get that from a puzzle, because I get it from Lego, like building a Lego model. I'm like, and also, why is it that I think building Lego, I get a bit teased for it, but puzzling, people don't get teased for puzzling. Adults can puzzle, but not build Lego.
I mean, I'm sure.
I'd say they're the same thing.
I don't think they're so good.
Rosabel, when she saw my apartment, looked around and looked at all the Lego and sort of made a face, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why.
There's something about, I think I am bad at doing puzzles.
Okay, if you're bad at it, I could see
frustrated.
how it's... Yeah.
I'm like, where, it might be tied in with my face blindness. You know, what is that bit of image? Where does that go?
Probably not.
It might be tied up with that disability.
Probably not.
So Karen gave an interview on The Guardian, and I just like this line that she gave them. Speed puzzling is a strange blend of speed, strategy, and muscle memory. Your brain is scanning for colors, patterns, and shapes while your hands are constantly moving, slotting pieces in. Over the years, the process becomes instinctive.
Speaking of face blindness, really quick.
Yeah.
When we went to Magic Castle,
yeah,
the first musician we saw said he also had face blindness.
He did. He had gotten someone from the audience and then immediately sort of forgotten them.
We all got very excited.
And I mean, when I hear that, I felt seen.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't just me. This man has it. It's a real thing, face blindness. Yeah, okay. So let's listen to Karen explain what the hell is involved in speed puzzling. Okay, so like just a very simple question to start with. I'd love to know your name and what it is that you do here in LA.
So I'm Karen. Online, I go by Karen Puzzles, and I have a YouTube channel all about jigsaw puzzles and speed puzzling.
When did you get into puzzles in general? Like, I don't imagine you started life as a speed puzzler. Was it just like a casual thing at home?
Yeah, I mean, we were doing puzzles as far back as I can remember. We have home videos of like little kids' puzzles and photos. And I remember crawling around while my mom was doing puzzles. So we always had them around.
Oh, so it's literally, a family thing.
I was the one that really took to it the most. My sister and I growing up, we would do them together. And then eventually, as I hit kind of middle school and beyond, I started doing them just on my own.
Right. So was there a point or an age where you or maybe a family member went, oh my God, like you're getting these done like quickly and we're lagging?
I mean, it's not so much that they're lagging. I think I was maybe around like 8, 9, or 10, somewhere in that age, where I decided to try to do a 1,000-piece puzzle on my own in one day. It was the first time I had ever tried to do that. And I did it. It took me 8 hours, which obviously is a lot longer than it would take me today. But yeah, and then after that, I just, never really stopped.
What is the skill of doing a puzzle, and how do you get better at that thing?
I mean, a lot of it is just kind of muscle memory for your brain, I think. It's a lot of picturing what you're looking for and then being able to recognize that and, find it and put it in place. And also being able to look at an image, break it down into the components to know where to start and where to go from there. And also just patience, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you have techniques? Like, are you sorting by colors and doing edges first, or you're past that at this point?
Well, it depends on if I'm doing it for speed or if I'm just doing it for fun.
No, we're not talking fun here. All of us
are
we're
only talking speed.
We're only talking speed.
How do we get faster at puzzles?
Yeah, Rob wants to get into this scene, by the way.
Okay, so your time starts with the pieces still in the box. And you're going straight through. Like, there's no pausing the time and, taking a break and looking at the image and all of that. I mean, you do look at the image, but you're not pausing the time to do that. So you start, you dump out the pieces, And then the first thing you want to do is flip everything over. And some people like to sort while they flip. I'll usually pull edges while I flip. Or if you can't really do the edge, if it's all the same color or whatever, then I'll pull one element that I see. And your flip shouldn't take more than about 4 minutes. That's kind of the standard.
Right, just to get prepped, basically.
This is exactly how I puzzle. So far, I can
picture it. Yeah.
And yeah, so then once you have all your pieces right side up, then I like to start with the edge. Not everyone does, but if I can, I like to have a container to put everything in. And from there, it really just depends on the puzzle.
And are you looking more at like, such as obvious question, but are you looking at the picture and the colors or the shape, or it's both in your brain at the same time?
I feel like I go for color first and then shape. You know, I'm not just going to look for a specific shape and not think about what the image is, unless you're working on the section of the puzzle that's a solid color or all kind of the same thing. And then you would have to look for shape.
And when you're in a competition, like what is the room like? Because I'm picturing 50 people in a room, a hush falls, you're just hearing people tinkering with pieces.
Hear a piece drop on the floor.
You hear a single piece drop on the floor and someone freak out. Like, what is it like in there?
For the individual rounds, you're pretty much right. For the pairs and the teams rounds, it's going to be a lot louder because everyone's talking to each other within their pair and their team. But for individual, it's pretty silent.
Oh, so there's team puzzling where you're both two people on the one puzzle.
Yeah. So for most of the big events, you're going to have the 3 different categories, I guess: individual, pairs, and teams. And teams is 4 people. But for individual, once you open the bag and you dump everything out and everyone is sort of like gasps because of how hard it is, or it's like, oh my gosh, it's so cute, or, you know, whatever they want to say, then it gets pretty much silent and all you hear is the pieces.
What are the options? Is it going to be like a cute cat or a solid brown gradient?
So you'll usually know what company it is going into it, because you'll know which company is sponsoring that particular competition. So Ravensburger does most of the major ones, so like nationals and worlds they'll do. And so you know what piece count you're going to get. So for individual, it's pretty much always 500 pieces. But from there, it could really be anything. For the national competition, which is coming up in about 2 weeks from now, they have all brand new puzzles. So no one will have ever done them before or ever seen them before. So when you open the bag, once you're in it, like once the time has started, that's the first time you're seeing the image.
Stay tuned for more Flightless Bird. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Support for Flightless Bird comes from Wild Alaskan. Now, we've talked about this on the show before, but we're not big fans. We're not experts at buying fish in the supermarket.
Buying fish is hard, especially I grew up in the Midwest. You don't have access to a lot of good fish in the Midwest, so it was never something I was taught as a kid at the grocery store. I didn't see my mom didn't eat fish.
Same thing for me growing up. Yeah, and fish is one thing that you want to get good fish.
Right. And as I got older and started appreciating food more, I do like fish a lot, but I still have no idea how to buy fish at a grocery store.
And that is where Wild Alaskan Company comes in. It's the best way to get wild caught, perfectly portioned, nutrient-dense seafood delivered directly to your door. And trust me, you haven't tasted fish this good.
Yeah, you just got a big box of Wild Alaskan. I saw it when I dropped you off after the Magic Castle.
It's the best. I ordered a whole lot of different like portions and sizes, and it's so good.
And you've been cooking it on the stovetop?
I just did some salmon in my air fryer. Air fryer is very novel to me. We don't really have that in New Zealand. So air frying the salmon, it's so good.
Wild Alaskan fish, they're 100% wild caught, never farmed, which means there's no antibiotics, no GMOs, or additives. Just clean, real fish that support healthy oceans and fishing communities.
It's also sustainably sourced. Wild caught from Alaska, every order supports sustainable harvesting practices, and your membership delivers flexible shipments, expert tips, and truly feel-good seafood.
And if you're not completely satisfied with your first box, Wild Alaskan Company will give you a full refund, no questions asked, no risk, just high-quality seafood.
Not all fish are the same. Get seafood you can trust. Go to wildalaskan.com/bird for $35 off your first box of premium wild-caught seafood.
That's wildalaskan.com/bird for $35 off your first order. Thanks to Wild Alaskan Company for sponsoring this episode.
Support for Flightless Bird is brought to you by Bombas. Now, the springtime thaw is finally here. Flowers are blooming, days are longer, we're saying yes to more plans, and finally getting outside. We're running, we're walking, we're moving again, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your everyday go-tos with Bombas.
I've been getting back into softball.
Oh my God, you have. You keep texting me about it.
And the Bombas sports socks are truly a game changer. They're super comfortable and designed with sport-specific tech for running, cycling, yoga, hiking, you name it. So it's perfect for softball. They're cushioned exactly where I need it. They're sweat wicking. They don't slide around, even if I'm sliding around.
Oh, I like that.
I can just focus on the game instead of constantly adjusting my socks.
Yeah, and I picked up some Bombas sandals. They're made with this very super lightweight and waterproof EVA that's soft but still supportive. They're super comfortable and perfect to toss on and go wherever I'm going.
And this is controversial, but you're a sandals with socks guy.
I am. It's something I've embraced.
Bombas also makes more than just tees. They've got the best base layers you'll ever own. They've got Bombas underwear and t-shirts, breathable, flexible, really soft. It's a full-on upgrade from your usual basics.
And for every item you purchase, an essential clothing item is donated to someone facing housing insecurity. One purchased, one donated, with over 150 million donations and counting.
Head over to bombas.com/bird and use code BIRD for 20% off your first purchase.
That's BOMBAS.com/bird, code BIRD at checkout. How do you see the image? Is it on like the box, or is it like a big image in the front of the hall or something?
Yeah, so you get an opaque bag sitting in front of you, and then you open it up, you pull out the box, and it's just, any other jigsaw puzzle box.
What's the most shocking shocker that you have had doing a competition? Like either an image that you were like, fuck this, or you've dropped shit all over the floor. Like, have you ever had anything shocking happen to you?
So my first ever competition, which was Nationals 2022, pretty close to the beginning, I was working on the edge and I knocked the bottom part of the edge off the table and onto the floor, and I had to fully get down to pick everything up.
That's nightmare territory.
But then I ended up getting second place. So
oh my God.
It worked out okay.
That kind of leads me into my next question, which is like, where are you in the world of competitive puzzling? Like, where do you kind of sit in that world? And as a side question, like, where does America sit in those world charts?
So I used to be pretty close to the top. At my first competition, I got second place in individual, which was pretty good. But at that time, there were a lot fewer people doing it. There weren't even preliminary rounds at that point. It was just one single individual round and, with 100 people in a room, and that was it. Now, there's so many more people doing it. So going into Nationals this year, which is 2026, we have 4 preliminary rounds going into the final. And each of those preliminary rounds, I think, has 100 people in it. So now that's 400 people trying to make it into the final and then trying to be at the top. So I feel pretty confident that I will make it into the final because of, trying to do the puzzles from last year and seeing where I would have placed. I am under no delusion that I will be anywhere close to top 3, top 10, anything like that.
So it's tough out there. The competition's tough.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many more people now who have gotten really fast. I think when I started, I was, reasonably fast, faster than your typical person off the street, which I still am. But compared to the people who really practice and really get into it, I don't know that that's ever going to be me.
What kind of people are making up? Is it kids? Is it gender? Is it total mixed bag? A bag of puzzle pieces?
Oh, God. Don't do that again. Don't do that again.
So to compete in individual for here in the US, for most of the big competitions, you have to be at least 16. So they don't even let kids compete, even though there are some fast kids out there. And then I would say it's mostly women, probably at least 80% women, 85, 90% women. I don't know the exact stats, but yeah, it's mostly women who want to get into it. But there are some very fast men out there as well. For 2 years in a row, Alejandro from Spain was the world champion.
Yeah, right. And like, where in the world is there certain countries that generally chart like higher than other countries?
Yeah, so speed puzzling, the modern events really started in Spain. They have a huge speed puzzling scene out there. So there's a lot of really fast people in Spain. Okay. And then there are plenty of other countries where they have, a handful of, the top people in the world. Kristen Tuve from Norway, she won in 2024. And then Veronica from Poland just won last year in 2025. And this is the World Championship. Poland has recently kind of, debuted a lot of really, really fast puzzlers.
Really, that's most my family. That's where I'm from.
Really?
Polish,
That's
so
why you're good at puzzling.
It's in my blood.
Explains it all. Are there any New Zealanders that you've bumped into? Do we come over here?
Yeah,
at
there's
all?
no puzzles there.
I've made a lot of Australian friends.
No, that's offensive. That's the most offensive.
I'm sure there are fast people from New Zealand. I'm trying to think. I can't think of them offhand, but I'm sure as soon as I leave, I'll be like, oh yeah, so-and-so.
Yeah, very kind.
We'll
very
edit it in. If you want to just move your mouth, we can do a voiceover.
So 2 weeks out from the Nationals, what are you doing to, is the training, is there a sort of something you do to get into the headspace on the day?
Yeah, it's just doing a lot of puzzles of all different types of images, like photos, illustrations, because you don't know what you're going to get in the event. Also, you'll want to get together with your pair and your team and do some pairs practice and teams practice so that all of you guys can work together well.
So is it more like building up and practicing, like just giving your brain a break to do puzzles? Is that helpful? Because I feel like if you puzzle too much, it becomes exhaustive.
Yeah, I definitely think there have been times in the past where I've done too much practice. For this year, I feel like I've gone in the other direction and haven't really done a ton at all.
So we'll see which way helps.
Yeah, so you doing a puzzle for us will essentially be practice.
Yeah,
for
this
the
is great
Nationals.
Practice for Nationals.
So when your acceptance speech of the award when you win.
Yeah, you'll thank David and Rob from Flightless Bird. Clearly, big part of it. Is there any drama at a competition? Like, do people, because it's pressure, and people have, they've put a lot into this. Do people sort of flip out or cheat, or is there any scandal?
I think it would be really hard to cheat because everyone is sitting there watching you do the puzzle. I guess maybe you could break into the room ahead of time to find out what the puzzles are going to look
what
like.
The picture is, yeah.
What kind of strategy are you building in your head if you've seen the image ahead of time?
So that one was for when it was for the pairs final. Yeah, you can just look at it and be like, I'm going to do this section. I'm going to do this section. This is probably going to be the hardest.
I'll take the blue and yellow.
And what's your dream, fun puzzle to do? Do you want, a cute kitten? Do you want a landscape? Do you want a bit of still art?
You keep bringing up kittens. Everyone pretty much who does speed puzzling hates fur. Fur is so hard.
Fur is the enemy.
Yeah, if we get a kitten, everyone will be like, oh no,
horrific.
Fur. Yeah.
Will you give us examples of puzzles that from these competitions?
Let me think. For the Nationals final, they had an image from an artist named Demelza Houghton, which was kind of a fantasy-ish illustration. Just super cute. For the preliminary rounds, all three of them were kind of flower themed. And so the first one had this border of pink flowers that everyone said was so hard. And when I tried it on my own, just the border after I had done the middle took me a full 10 minutes. So that was really hard.
Yeah. Still quite quick. But still, 10 minutes, terrible.
But 10 minutes out of an hour solve is a pretty big chunk of time.
Yeah.
And then the second one was basically a grid. So it was a bunch of red flowers and individual images right next to each other, and then white flowers and then blue flowers. That one was a lot easier because you can separate it out by color. So you're basically doing 3 different puzzles that all connect to each other.
Yeah, okay.
So, that one took me 50 minutes-ish, and the fastest person in the competition was at 37 minutes. So that one was a lot faster. Anytime you can get down into the 30s, you know that it's a relatively easy one. And then the third one was so hard. It was this flower shop image, which is all of these tiny little bouquets of flowers. And so you couldn't really sort. You were just kind of placing things as you found them. And so it took everyone a lot longer, including me. It took me an hour and 10 minutes. And you only have an hour and a half to do it in the event.
As that clock is counting down, how much of a mental game is it where you're going, you're a bit behind, so you start to panic and you get frazzled and you're sort of, oh God, does that play into things?
Yeah, a lot of people try to not even look at the clock at all.
Yeah, ignore it.
I don't always do that. Sometimes I look. The thing that really gets to you is when the first person finishes, there's like a murmur in the room and then a huge cheer as soon as they finish. And so you're like, oh, someone's already finished. And so if you're really close, then, that's when the adrenaline hits, because you're like, I'm so close. Like, how many other people are going to be really close? And if you're not close at all, you're like, oh no, this is not good.
Yeah.
Do you ever race with your partner to get that final piece in when you're doing doubles?
Yeah, it's like straight into it.
No, you're a team. You have to work together. You can't be against each other in pairs. You can only work together.
Where has this taken you around the world? Like, have you gotten out of the States with these competitions?
Yeah, so the world competition happens in Valladolid, Spain. So I've gone there twice now. I went in 2023 and 2024. And then I've been all over the US. So there's a big event called the St. Paul Winter Carnival, which happens in January in Minnesota every year. So it's really cold.
Yeah.
So I've gone to that a few times. And then, wherever a nationals happens. So that was in San Diego for a while. I'm about to go to Atlanta.
Well, good luck with it.
Thank you.
I feel like you're going to do well. I can sense it.
We'll see.
On social media, is pro puzzling growing? Because I feel like I'm always getting served up pro chess players at the moment, just for whatever reason. I have no interest in chess, but just like chess players, just like really going at it. Where does puzzling fit in with that?
Yeah, I mean, now there's so many people doing it on...
It's a thing.
Yeah, on YouTube. Lots of people are live streaming, so they'll live stream their speed puzzling practice or even just puzzling for fun. And there are plenty of people on Instagram and TikTok and everything.
Yeah. But you were in there early, right?
Yeah. So when I started on YouTube, at least, there really weren't a lot of people talking about puzzles. There were some time-lapse videos of, people doing giant puzzles, but I felt like I had a lot to say about techniques and strategies, which have changed over the years since I started speed puzzling, but also reviewing different puzzle brands. And so that's how I started doing it.
This is unrelated. My other job is writing this newsletter, and the very first newsletter I sent out 5 years ago was about this puzzle company that kept sending out puzzles with a missing piece always. It was just like this thing they always did. I wish I could remember the brand name.
Is that Simone Yetch's puzzle?
No, it's like Clementine puzzles.
Oh, Clementoni.
Clementoni. Yeah, a whole lot of people in New Zealand had that puzzle, and it was all missing the same piece.
Oh,
and
interesting.
it drove people insane.
It must have been something in the production, like it just got caught in the die in that one place.
Some weird line,
for every single puzzle. I hadn't heard of that.
What's the most legit company, would you say, or are you allowed to say with sponsors and stuff? Like, what is the company that is like doing it best? No missing puzzle pieces, great quality, the pieces like fit in properly.
Durable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do puzzles from lots of different brands, and I love tons of different brands. I have been gifted a ton of puzzles. It's a small company called Soonness. They're more expensive than your typical, puzzle that you would find at Walmart or whatever. But they're beautiful quality, beautiful artwork. I also really like a company called Ebu. They've gifted me a lot of puzzles over the years. Just really nice artwork. They work with pretty much, I think, all female artists and really, have a focus on the artists and the artwork.
Awesome.
And obviously, I do a lot of Ravensburgers.
What puzzle do you want to do today for practice? What have you brought in?
So I brought 2 fast ones. The one that I think is fastest is a Disney Pixar like gradient rainbow image.
Okay.
And then I also brought Postcard from Paris. So they have this postcard series. It's 3 puzzles. And those are kind of the unofficial speed run puzzles. People just do them over and over again. People have gotten them so fast down to 20 minutes for a single person doing it, which I cannot do.
Let's do it. I think we should crack in.
So I put the puzzle in here so that we could have, the full competition experience. So at the event, I mean, this is a little see-through, so you usually have it upside down like that so that you can't see the image. So you'll have it like this in front of you.
So this is like an official competition bag? Aha.
Yeah, I wasn't at Worlds last year, but one of my friends brought me this back from Worlds.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
And so you just open it up, grab the puzzle, dump out the pieces. I don't have them in an inner bag, so that would be an extra step that you would usually have, but we're just going to skip that.
And what is this little pink situation over here?
So this is a box top holder. For the puzzle that I have here, I don't actually need that because it can sort of balance on its own. But for the thinner puzzle boxes, you just slot it in here so you can look at it.
Okay. I reckon we just get into it.
All right, you ready?
We are ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
So, for those of you not watching our video on Spotify or YouTube, Karen is laying out all the puzzle pieces on the table and she's getting to it. She's chaotically fast at this. It blows my mind. The video that we're running right now, it's a time lapse. So it's even more impressive to watch, but she's doing it in sections kind of intuitively, but obviously she's sorting through colors right now and my God, she's fast. It makes me feel even more incompetent about my puzzle ability. I mean, good God, this thing's almost done. We're at 25 minutes in real time right now. In 25 minutes, she's almost got this 500-piece puzzle done, which just, I don't understand. She's almost going to do it. She's almost finishing. Oh my God, she's in the red section. It's almost done. I'd say like 20 pieces left. This is so satisfying to watch.
33, not bad.
And she's done. My mind is blown by this whole thing. How did that go for you as a practice round? How did that feel?
That felt good. I mean, I've done this one a bunch of times, so I know, where everything is going to go. But it's always interesting. Every time I do it, I spot a different character first, or I sort of go in a slightly different order.
It blows my mind the speed you did that at. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. Any particular technique you have for breaking a puzzle apart, by the way, to put it back in the box?
I mean, typically for me, since I do the videos and sometimes I want to reference past puzzles that I've done, I don't even break the whole thing up. I take it apart into sections and then I stack them up in the box.
How many puzzles do you reckon you would have done in your life?
In my entire life?
Yeah, in your instance, you're a kid.
I mean, I just looked and I'm up to, so we're 73 days into the year and I've done 43 puzzles this year. But I feel like that's not even that many because people who practice this kind of thing, every night can rack up so many more than that.
And in the next 2 weeks, are you going to sort of ratchet up the number of puzzles you're doing? Like, what's your technique?
Yeah, maybe. I'll probably try to do a few more practice puzzles.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Stay tuned for more Flightless Bird. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Support for Flightless Bird comes from Shopify. Now, starting your own business can be incredibly intimidating and lonely thanks to all the different hats you suddenly have to wear.
Yeah, it's really overwhelming. There's a to-do list that just keeps growing every single day with things that you need to do to get things off the ground. And finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything can be a game changer. And for us and millions of other businesses, that tool was Shopify.
So Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce here in the US, from household names that you might know to brands just getting started.
The really cool thing that I like, I spend a lot of time in the web design world, and they have a lot of ready-to-use templates that allow you to very quickly build beautiful online stores that match your brand style.
Oh, and if you get stuck in the process at all, Shopify is always around to share advice with award-winning 24/7 customer support.
And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to places like New Zealand to processing returns and beyond.
So start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/bird.
Go to shopify.com/bird. That's shopify.com/bird.
So a quick update. Karen has now competed in the Nationals. I emailed her saying, how'd you do? She wrote back, the event was really fun and well organized. It was the biggest Nationals by far in America, with 800 puzzlers just in the individual round.
Wow.
So that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
800 people puzzling all at once, furiously trying to win.
Did you watch the Queen's Gambit?
I did.
When she was telling us about the competitions, I imagined that show.
Yeah, no, I had that running in the back of my mind as well.
Like
completely.
Of how intense. I loved that show. I'm not a big chess. I know how to play chess, but I don't play chess.
No, I
and
mean,
they somehow made chess interesting.
Which is an amazing accomplishment.
Yes.
Like, that show was so sexy and cool.
Show about chess.
Yeah. She said, my best placement was with my team. We got 13th place overall, but I finished all of the puzzles and made it to all of the finals, which was my main goal. So she did pretty darn well. I would like to go to a nationals in future years of this podcast. I want to be in that room while those puzzle pieces drop. Couldn't go this year because it conflicted with some other work next year. So yeah, if you're listening to this and you think this could be the sport for you, just know that pro puzzling is a thing you can do.
You can just practice, and
just practice,
she gave some tips on how to get faster. What's your dream puzzle picture?
Oh my God.
Because that does play in a lot to like being excited to do a puzzle. During COVID, I remember looking for, like, I found there was one Peaky Blinder puzzle that I could find on the internet.
Oh my God.
And like, that was a fun one to do. You got all the different faces.
I think I want something simple so I don't get too stressed. Probably a children's puzzle.
A children's puzzle.
Something, or maybe a toddler's puzzle. 10 pieces max. A kitten, maybe, like a cat. Maybe a bird.
I mean, you got to do like 250 piece minimum.
Yeah, at least. What's like 500 is kind of like your simple
500
average.
to 1,000, I think, is But no, I mean, a kitten. That's terrible.
It's not something cute, you know?
You want something cute? But is there like a TV show or a movie like you would love to do?
No, the dream thing. I would love Mulder and Scully X-Files. Okay. With their faces looking dramatic.
I think that's how we get you into puzzling.
I think puzzles aren't being built for me.
I mean, I bet they have X-File puzzles.
They probably do. The one time I remember getting excited by a puzzle and I didn't buy it, but there was a Jurassic Park related puzzle and I thought that is cool. Dinosaurs.
Do you have like a P.O. box? People can send puzzles to you?
Don't, and I don't really want puzzles yet, but I will take suggestions of good puzzles at flightlessbirdchat@gmail.com. I do like the gimmick puzzle you can get, which is just white. It's just white.
I mean, there are really hard puzzles.
My nightmare.
I have seen ones that are just like solid colors, that are like blends of colors. Those aren't that bad because you can figure out the gradient and where things are going to go.
Oh my God. But just having one that's just entirely white.
Well, it's hard when you're reduced to having to just figure out the pieces based on the shape.
No, screw that.
There's not like clues within it that help you.
What do you do? She packed up her puzzle very carefully, sort of broke it into portions, like put it back in the box. When you are done with the puzzle, what do? Do you destroy it? Do you frame it? Do you put it on the wall? What are you doing with it?
I will leave it for a little bit.
And you sort of walk past and go, oh.
If it's a big enough puzzle.
Yeah, like a little thrill.
Like to put your hand over it and like feel.
You sort of give it like a little the texture.
Yeah.
And how long do you leave it assembled before you sort of move on to the next puzzle or let it go?
It's not on to the next puzzle. So the thing that does drive me nuts about puzzling is it takes over an entire table.
You need the space.
Table that you need.
A table that you need. Yeah.
I will say when we did this episode, I was soon after targeted on Instagram for a puzzle tabletop.
Oh, incredible.
I was very
you were getting tempted?
I was tempted to get.
No, because it does. It takes over a dining room table or a bench top or something.
It was like this big foam board that had like a piece that comes over so you can just like pack it up, move it. It had little drawers so you could sort. You could sort by color, by edges, and close those away. So if I could figure out a system to where like my dining table is out of commission for a week because we're doing a puzzle. But if I could neatly pack it up, put it somewhere else.
That's very you. I feel that fits in the part of your brain that also loves me putting a drink on a coaster. Yeah. That's a similar thing to you. Because puzzles are also a mess. They're stressful when they're not done.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be something. How much was it for one of those things? Maybe it could be a little Christmas present. I didn't get
that far.
I love what you're served as ads on Instagram and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy how appropriate it is to what you are currently into.
I mean, it seems like it is for a reason.
Oh, yeah. Something happened earlier while we were doing some technical things with this recording, and I heard the sound. You were on your phone briefly, and I heard the sound of a dive board kind of like jumping, and I felt it's sort of a twitch.
Do we want to play this video on the podcast?
We probably could. It's not my best moment.
It's a fun moment. So we were in Barton Springs,
a beautiful natural spring
in Austin, and you had taken Calvin across so that he could jump off the diving board. I had Vincent over in the
you did
little shallow area. We actually did the little hike up the side. My dad had Calvin, but my dad is in his 80s.
Yes.
Not great knees.
No, so I said, Calvin, I will take you to the diving board.
Yes.
And I will jump first, bravely. I'll show you how it's very doable and you can follow.
Yeah, it's nice of you. But
it was.
I saw Calvin was over there and I was like, great, I'll film him jumping off the diving board, send it to Natalie because she wasn't with us.
To do.
And then I accidentally got you jumping off the diving board first. There was some move. I don't know. He got maybe scared.
Yeah, he was a bit apprehensive about diving straight in. Because, you're diving into deep water. A lot of adults doing it as well. Adults are scary. They run off and do a big jump.
Yeah.
I wanted to show him this is chill.
And you either have to swim all the way across or quickly to the side.
Back to the side.
He's a newer swimmer.
Yeah, completely.
He's a newer human.
Scary. So, he's a newer human, newer swimmer.
But I did get a great video then of you jumping off the diving board after him.
Yeah.
It was still rolling.
How would you describe my technique?
Here's David.
Yeah, I walked to the end, sort of got a bit of
his nose.
Well, waddle, and then I hold my nose before I jump, like the biggest fucking dork you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I didn't know I'd done that. And looking back at that, horrific.
It was,
I think the biggest Poindexter that's ever lived.
I think Rosabel was also watching because I didn't notice the nose hold until it was pointed out.
Yeah,
and then I went back, watched the video, saw the nose hold.
Very special.
Yeah,
when you jump in that water, you don't want that water rocketing up your nose.
I mean, I agree. You know? There's nothing worse than jumping in a pool and getting water up your nose. I think. Normally you just blow out so that it doesn't go in, but holding your nose works
thumb and
too.
a forefinger, you place it around the nostrils, squeeze.
You're going up the nostril, right?
Yeah, two fingers jammed straight up into my nostrils. But no, I'm really glad you're rewatching that video just to torment me. It's good. Yeah, Calvin was a much cooler jumper. Also, I can't dive. I've never been able to dive. I'm scared of going head first. I'd love to learn one day.
I'm not a diver either.
Yeah, one day.
I can attempt it.
Yeah.
Off the side of a pool.
My body refuses to let me go in head first. It's like, ugh.
I think, mine, I haven't tried it in a while.
Yeah, it's not because I love swimming. I do laps of pools, but my getting in is never graceful. It's always hold the nostrils and jump.
Well, another thing you would love about Survivor, they do a lot of swimming challenges, and there is definitely people that are jumping in and are just doing perfect dives and continuing their swim. And because it's a race always.
Yeah.
They're jumping off high platforms
on the big,
diving perfectly, and then just
graceful.
Yes, very
So they're
graceful.
like a fish for a while, then they surface.
And then there's the other people that are just running, do the jump and run in the air and then land not gracefully and then continue to swim.
I know what group I would be in.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read one bit of feedback to wrap up this episode because there's a lot of feedback coming in. We just got back from tour. I still need to go through all of it. But I thought this was really was a really nice email. Anastasia said, I was very depressed yesterday. Told my spouse this, but I went to bed with your podcast in my ear. I dozed a little. My nighttime habit is to fall asleep to podcasts I subscribe to. Not that you're a narcolepsy-inducing podcast. I woke later with tears streaming down my face, goosebumps on my skin, not R.L. Stine goosebumps. Happy subconscious tears. Wow, listening to Genevieve's clear, beautiful voice made me smile, and I feel so much better today. Anastasia is referring to our latest Nest session, which is a real magic episode.
It made me very happy to see how much people liked Genevieve's.
People loved her so much. So much. And just a voice.
Yeah.
The whole vibe.
She's got a very special voice.
Yeah, she does. It was just, her whole vibe was just, it was the first time I met her, and I instantly liked her so much.
Also, like, that was a contained acoustic version. Seeing her with like a full rock band.
Oh my God.
Too.
Yeah.
Which was what was mostly the version that I saw of her.
Yeah.
Back when we were on tour. Of like,
she can hold it down.
Really wailing.
When it's big, it's like, it's beautiful, but it's like, can be so big.
Yeah.
And she was getting into it in the studio here, but I imagine like on a just giant stage.
Yeah,
with a
very
rock band.
just like powerful and mesmerizing.
Yeah, she was cool. So thank you, Anastasia. I'm glad that episode made you feel less shitty. That's what it's nice to be able to have that effect. If you have any feedback, flightlessbirdchat@gmail.com. Love hearing from you. What else? There's a bunch of Rosabel stuff over on Patreon. I mean, I don't mean to keep banging on about that. I know probably gets annoying at times, but there is some cool stuff over there.
Yeah. We did a special episode in Austin with her.
Yeah.
We then did another episode when we came back, recapped some of the trip, our Magic Castle visit.
Yes. And there is also going up a Rosabel confession, which is entertaining for anyone that's been following along the Rosabel journey.
Yes.
What else? I think that's basically it. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe.
Vote for us, Webby Awards.
Yeah, webbyawards.com. Click vote, search Flightless Bird. Vote for us. That would be amazing. We're at number 2 at the moment, which is great. I mean, it's amazing we're even there.
Yes.
But we, in our narcissistic minds, would love to be at number 1 if you want to do that for us. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.